Have you ever looked at your garden and felt like you were in the middle of a battle? You know, a silent, slow-motion conflict just happening right in your own backyard? Well, that was me. And let me tell you, I was losing. And I mean, I was really losing. I felt completely outmatched, just watching my beautiful trees get sicker and sicker day after day. The enemy was just relentless, super organized, and they were marching with a purpose that, at first, I just didn't get. So I thought the problem was the aphids, right? These tiny little bugs. But I figured out pretty fast that they were just the symptom. The real masterminds, the generals of this whole invading army, were the ants. And get this, they were basically farming the aphids like livestock.
And we're not talking about just a few bugs here and there. No, this was a full-scale occupation. Let me walk you through the signs.
The leaves on my trees were all curled up and warped, a clear sign they were in trouble. If you even touched a branch, your hand would come away with this gross, sticky film. But the most dramatic part? These unbroken lines of ants just moving up and down the trunk like a 6-lane highway 24/7. It was a scene of just total, organized chaos.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. See, to win a war, you have to understand the enemy's strategy. And this wasn't some random infestation. It was a really sophisticated partnership.
The whole operation, it turns out, revolves around one thing: honeydew. As the aphids suck the life out of the tree, they excrete this super sugary stuff. And for the ants, it's like an all-you-can-eat energy drink buffet. It's the currency that fuels this entire alliance.
It's a perfect little loop, a symbiotic relationship. The aphids provide the food, that honeydew. And in return, the ants provide the muscle. They're like bodyguards, fighting off predators like ladybugs that would normally keep the aphid population under control. It's a straight-up business deal.
So here's the crucial point. You can't solve an aphid problem without dealing with their protectors. I mean, you can spray the aphids all you want, but that's a temporary fix at best. As long as that ant army is there, they'll just bring in a new herd of aphids to farm. The ants are the key.
Okay, so once I understood what was really going on, the strategy became crystal clear. I really didn't want to just spray poison all over my trees and mess up the whole ecosystem. I needed a smarter approach, a more strategic one.
It's a classic military question, isn't it? When a direct attack is off the table, what's your move? Well, you don't go after the soldiers head-on.
Exactly. You disrupt their logistics. That ant highway going up the tree trunk, I realized it was their greatest strength, but it was also their biggest weakness. If I could just block that one single path, the whole operation would fall apart.
And this is the best part, because the solution is so simple, it's almost funny. It's low-tech, and it's incredibly satisfying. It's all about creating a physical barrier that the ants just cannot cross.
All right, here's how it works. First, you take some masking tape and wrap it around the trunk, sticky side in. This creates a smooth surface and seals off all those little cracks in the bark they could sneak through. Then you put a second layer right on top, but this time sticky side out. That's just to protect the bark from what's coming next. And finally, the secret weapon, a thick, generous band of sticky resin smeared right over that tape. It creates a moat, a sticky moat they just can't get past. And now for the moment of truth. Let me tell you, the payoff for this little bit of effort is immediate, and it is so gratifying to watch.
You can literally see it happen in real time. That endless highway of ants marches right up the trunk, they hit the edge of the sticky barrier, and just complete confusion. They pace back and forth, they try to find a way around, and then, eventually, they just give up and turn back. The supply line is officially cut.
And the difference is just night and day. Before, you had a tree in crisis. After, you have a tree that can finally breathe and start to heal. The ant highways are gone, the sticky residue is gone, and you start to see new, healthy leaves coming in. It's a total 180-degree transformation.
And this is the beautiful conclusion to the whole story. Once the ant bodyguards are out of the picture, natural predators like ladybugs can finally move back in and do their thing. The ecosystem just rebalances itself. The aphid colonies vanish, and the tree is finally free to thrive. Victory declared.
So the takeaway here isn't just a gardening tip. It's really a lesson in strategy. Instead of always going for brute force, think about the system. Look for the supply line, that critical vulnerability. Whether it's a bad habit you're trying to break or a bigger problem you're facing, maybe the most elegant victory doesn't come from fighting harder, but from thinking just a little bit smarter.